Now for a PNC Pause. PNC Bank is committed to helping the customers and the communities they serve move forward financially. See how they can make a difference for you at pnc.com. ESPN 1063 is presented by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
They can help you if you're in an accident, but your fantasy football team, not so much.
It's winter, which means you need to get ahead of all the bowl game action and plan out your weekends. It's time to make Twin Peaks your headquarters to watch your favorite team make the playoffs and track your fantasy team. Whether your teams win or lose, you still end up a winner with eats, drinks, scenic views, and Twin Peaks 29-degree ice-cold beer. Enjoy some made-from-scratch favorites like the mozzarella bites, burgers, or wings. Love the mozzarella bites. And if you can't make it in for all the games, that's fine. Stop in for the man-size $5 happy hour drafts and enjoy select appetizers as well. And if you're not into watching football, Twin Peaks has you covered too. They carry UFC fights every single weekend. Main cards, they got it. Fight nights, got it. Twin Peaks is the ultimate guys lodge for all things sports. So grab your crew and head over to Twin Peaks for the seasonal beer rotations and exclusive cocktails that pair perfectly with a big game. Whether you're at Twin Peaks for the football, the fights, or just some fun with friends, you'll always leave feeling like a champion. Head into Twin Peaks, your home for eats, drinks, and scenic views.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Ball into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063, a Friday edition, December the 20th, nearing the holiday season. Happy holidays, everybody. Hope everybody's enjoying their time with family that is coming about with big football on tonight, big over the weekend, and a good Thursday night matchup last night on Amazon Prime Instant Video. We'll get into that, get into a whole lot more. Maybe hear from Fat Jack a little later in the program, do a little 5 at 5. We'll do a full bracket with the college football playoff kicking off tonight. We got a whole lot to do, a whole lot of fun to be had. Stick with us. 4 to 6 today. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Damian Perez behind the glass today instead of Christian Catt, who is in State College, Pennsylvania, going to be going to the SMU Penn State game, first-round matchup, which is coming up tomorrow at 12 o'clock. And, of course, you have the Indiana Notre Dame game, which is slated to be a bit of a cold matchup with snow, maybe not snow. Waiting to see a weather report out of South Bend kicking off at 8 p.m. tonight. A 7-10 matchup in the inaugural season of the college football playoff. Going to have a lot of fun today. Looking forward to that and sending everybody off into a jolly holiday season. I love this time of the year. This time is great because all the games matter. And whether it's actual postseason play or it's a Thursday night football game, the teams that played last night in the Chargers and the Broncos, they had playoff implications, but that win on either side and, the Broncos losing that game had implications for other teams in the AFC, like the Cincinnati Bengals, like the Kansas City Chiefs, who are now going to, the last 3 games remaining, going to have to figure out what is our best path into the postseason. Best time of the year for sports and best time of the year for some football. It's going to be a fun one.
It is. It's going to be a fun college football playoff inaugural game tonight. It's the first CFP game with the 12-team playoffs. So I'm going to enjoy the Battle of Indiana tonight. And Colin, you alluded to the NFL side and how these games have playoff implications on. I mean, last night, the Chargers jumped the Broncos in that playoff race. They're now the 6th team in that playoff race, while Denver is solidified on that 7th. You talked about the Cincinnati Bengals having a way in. Maybe there's still a way for the Colts and the Dolphins as well. Some of these other teams sitting at 6-8 as well. So, and we got a couple of games too on Sunday that have big implications. So I'm excited for the football this time of the year. I'm excited to be back with family as well coming up tomorrow. I think I told you a couple of weeks back, I'm excited to do nothing but work out, eat like crap, and watch football for about 8 days, and that's what's on my horizon.
Yeah, it was a good game last night. You know, a game which the Broncos started out hot, and you thought it would be more of the same from what we have seen as of recently from the Los Angeles Chargers. But to their credit, this is not the Charger team of the past couple years where they'd roll over and die. This is a Jim Harbaugh-led team where they rumbled back and they locked in and shut down that Denver Bronco offense for the better part of 3 quarters and took control of that game pretty quickly. So I give them credit there. They won that game. Now, after that game, my viewpoint of the NFL season is somewhat solidified in terms of what I'm going to root for. Of course, my favorite team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, are not in it, so they're completely out of this. So what am I rooting for? I'm rooting for implicating big games towards the end of the year. Now, with the Broncos losing last night, and it evens out that bottom part of the AFC playoff picture, the Bengals have a way in. The Bengals still have to play the Broncos head-to-head coming up next week. That will be next Saturday, I believe, the middle slate game. Now, off of that, now all of a sudden, with the Broncos having lost this week, the Bengals need the Broncos to lose their next 2, and the Bengals need to win their next 3, and all of a sudden, they get a playoff bid. And who do the Broncos have? Well, they have to deal with the Cincinnati Bengals, and they have to deal with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Now, you wonder if that Chief game is going to mean anything.
So here's what I have to root for. This is alluding to my point. I know what to root for now. Now you have to root for the Chiefs to lose one of the next 2 games. You have to root for them to lose to Houston or lose to Pittsburgh. Because if they lose to Houston, lose to Pittsburgh, and Buffalo wins, they only have to lose 1 game and Buffalo wins in order for them to lose that bye game. They would have to play that last game hard.
Right.
So if they lose one of the next 2, Pittsburgh in that second game, actually I believe it's the first game, on Christmas Day, then that game against the Broncos might be for an implicating game for the Broncos, not only to get in, but also that the Chiefs would play hard because they're playing for a seeding.
I'm with you. I want meaningful games at the end of the year. But let me ask you this. Do you really want the Bengals in the playoffs? Do we want to see that defense in the playoffs?
I mean, I just want a big game. Would you rather that or, the Broncos not having to play that last game?
Sure. And going into this past weekend of NFL football, it seemed like all the spots in the AFC were basically locked up. But as the NFL tends to do, things get turned on its head. And here we are in a path for the Cincinnati Bengals, who, in my opinion, have one of the more prolific offenses in the NFL. And you look statistically, Joe Burrow, if the Bengals were any good, would probably be getting MVP considerations at this point. I think he's going to throw for over 4,000 yards, and I think he's going to throw for 40 touchdowns and under 10 interceptions.
So you got to root for Cincinnati to beat the Cleveland Browns this weekend and makes that game next week against the Denver Broncos a big game for both sides. And then the Broncos, if the Chiefs lose one of the next 2, we're going to have a big game against the Chiefs to finish out the year. That is what I am rooting for. So now I am rooting anti-Chief for the next 2 games. That is my goal, to see them lose in that 5-game stretch where they play on Saturday and Wednesday.
So they got to lose 2 in a row.
They don't have to lose 1. Just 1. Because they have the 2-game lead on Buffalo.
Yeah, I was about to say.
They just need to lose 1.
Okay.
That's all I want. That's all I care about.
Well, I wanted to clarify because I think them losing 2 in a row is kind of, far-fetched, but they could easily drop one of these games.
They could drop 1.
Come on. I mean, I'm looking directly at Houston at this point. All right. Houston, before the year, was everyone's darling. C.J. Stroud and Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, all those weapons on offense. Turns out they don't have an O-line. I understand why they've been struggling because it starts at the line of scrimmage. But at the same time, Houston could really solidify themselves. I mean, they're winning that division no matter what. But if they go out and beat the Chiefs this weekend, they could really put the NFL, I think, on notice. Like, listen, I know we've been up and down all year, but we're going to beat the NFL's best team and make things interesting at the end of the year.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't buy the Texans. They haven't played well all year. They've escaped a number of games. They've had an easy schedule.
So
they have a terrible offensive line.
Who do you feel?
Pittsburgh. That's Pittsburgh's game to win.
I was about to say.
That's Pittsburgh's game to win.
You're more confident in the Steelers,
100%.
who have been inept offensively for the last couple of weeks
Inept
now.
offensively is not the right way to put it. Inept offensively.
Injured?
Yes, injured.
One guy, Pickens. We're going to bat for Pickens?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So what are you trying to say here? You were talking about anti-Steelers, then all of a sudden they go to Washington and beat them. The Steelers, the Ravens are going to take care of them.
It's a wild bet, though, Colin.
Hold on. Then they beat the Ravens. So this is a team that knows how to win. But no Pickens, that is the only vertical component of that entire offense. With him healthy, they're a better team than people want to give them credit for. They could totally beat the Chiefs on Christmas Day.
I guess proof to your pudding. They did put up 44 against the Bengals. They put up 27 against the Browns. I am the football fan that watches NFL. If you put up over 25 points, you go 25 and over in a game, pretty good. 27-44 against the Bengals. So I guess inept offensively was the incorrect thing to say. They looked inept offensively against one of the best teams in the NFL.
They had a chance. They had a chance to because they had a chance to bring it.
Points.
They had a chance to bring it within one score, and Najee Harris fumbled on a halfback toss in the backfield, a completely unprecedented, didn't even force the fumble defensively, and it completely changed the game.
It came on that hitch play, that pitch
was awful.
play. I don't know. They're the only team in the NFL that runs that pitch play.
Awful. So, I mean, they were not as out of that game as people want to give them credit for. They desperately miss Pickens. He's not playing again. All right. But all they need to do is somebody needs to knock the Chiefs off. That's all I care about. Somebody needs to beat the Chiefs once, make Week 18 more interesting. That's all I'm asking for. And if both those AFC West teams get in, fine. That's fine. Both entertaining teams. I came out of yesterday thinking both these teams are entertaining. Both these teams are probably playoff level. Cool. You got two very successful head coaches, and you got two entertaining young quarterbacks. Fine. But I want to see entertaining, implicating games towards the end of the year. So that is what I am going to be rooting for. And that is going to be Chiefs lose, Bengals continue to win, and a little help, and all of a sudden, Broncos-Bengals, Broncos-Chiefs means something towards the end of the year.
Now, Colin, you're in tune with the futures right now. Let me ask you this. What about that game at Denver at the end of the season for Kansas City? I mean, obviously, you need Kansas City to lose, but is that game, what's the implication there at that Denver game for the Bengals?
That would be a win.
The Chiefs need to win. Correct?
Well, the Chiefs would need to win if they were to lose one of the next. They wouldn't need to play it if they won the next two.
That's it.
They would not need to play that game.
I'm trying to wrap my head around it.
Because they would have the one seed.
I see.
They lose one of the next two, then all of a sudden that one seed's in limbo because Buffalo has the head-to-head.
Who would you rather, Joe Burrow or Bo Nix in the playoffs? My vote is Joe Burrow. My vote's Joe Burrow.
I would agree. He's been to a Super Bowl, Mike. What are we talking about? We haven't even seen Nix in a playoff game. Come on. Let's think.
I'm playing devil's advocate to what I said earlier because is the defense going to be able to stop a bloody nose for Cincinnati as well?
Hold on. I'm not arguing. I'm talking about an implicating game. It doesn't matter who I want in. I want big games.
You just want drama, man.
I want big games.
Start calling you Johnny Drama over there.
I want big games. That's all I care about. But it was a good game last night for the most part. That Denver offense went completely anemic in that second half. They were lifeless. Very strange. A very polarizing team. It was the same thing. It was the tale of two halves for them against Indianapolis. And it was the tale of two halves on the flip side in the first half versus second on Thursday Night Football. We got a big one going on tonight. Hopefully we'll get Fat Jack on a little later because we haven't spoken to him in a couple weeks. We got to get our picks in. But you have a bracket filled out. We'll do this next. But you have a bracket filled out?
I do. I have a bracket.
Do you have the scores filled out?
I will fill out the scores for you.
Okay.
I have... Right now, I have everything written in, but I will fill out the scores as well.
Damian Perez behind the glass over at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. Do you have a bracket?
I do.
You have a bracket filled out?
Yep.
All right,
no, I don't have scores, but I do have a bracket.
All right, so figure out your scores, and on the flip side of things, we'll do our brackets and scores and really break it down because I want to get to the bottom of our official. Should we put anything on this?
What are we thinking here?
I mean, should there be a reward for the point system? I'm just saying. It's not the 64-team tournament in basketball where there's going to be a clarified winner. I'm just saying.
We talking dinner? We want to put on a display somewhere around town?
I don't know about that. Not with our eating habits.
Oh my God, we'll eat them out of house and home.
Not with our eating habits. But we'll think about it. But if we want to throw a little sprinkles on this, whoever wins our bracket, I'm totally in on it. Because weirdly enough, I'm looking at this bracket and I'm thinking I have no idea who's going to win this.
I'm the same way.
I have no idea.
And you guys are going to laugh at. You guys will laugh at my bracket. So,
no idea who's going to win it. But we'll see. We'll do that a little bit next. We'll get into all the games. We'll get into the SNOWBOWL. It looks like in South Bend, going to be a snowy one between the two Indiana teams, the Indiana Hoosiers, and of course the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who are going to be at home on the lone Friday night game. But we'll get into that, get into more. First, I got to tell you about our friends Anajar and Levine. We're at the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios because if you've been in a car accident, truck accident, or suffered a slip and fall, my friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys are here to fight for you. I personally know with Anajar and Levine, they have my back no matter what. They won't charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. They're the best in the business for a reason. Why settle for just any attorney? Demand Anajar and Levine today because that's the Anajar and Levine difference. All it takes, one phone call to take back control of your life. Don't wait. Call for a free consultation today. All you got to do is call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Take back control now with Anajar and Levine. So we'll get into our college football playoff brackets. We'll break it down. The three of us, Colin, Mike, and Damian, got you next. It's Russo Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So, when it comes to how you move, do you choose to see a doctor or go to the #1 orthopedic specialist in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment? Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. Locations in West Palm Beach and Wellington. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida.
Make your holidays bigger and brighter with Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Join now because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December. And they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. Think James Cook can get more than 60 yards next week? Joe Burrow to pass for more than 1.5 touchdowns? Cook up hot takes with your friends and win real money this football season when you and your crew run your game on Prize Picks. Download the app today and use promo code THEOD to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code THEOD to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com.
Hey golf fans, Colin Russo here. Looking to improve your game? Flagstick Golf Performance, the ultimate indoor golf experience, is now open in Boynton Beach. With 3 indoor simulators and a state-of-the-art putting studio, Flagstick helps players at all levels up their game. Get lessons from experts, try the latest clubs, or just come up for a round in the simulators. You could track your stats and see real improvement. Flagstick is where serious golfers and beginners find their edge. Bring your friends or family and enjoy golf like never before. Visit flagstickgolfperformance.com to book your session.
I'll let you know in just a second.
Yeah, man. So we back in the club with the bodies.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Entering into the realm of postseason college football and bowl season coming on tonight. No better time to get started over on Hard Rock Bet. Go download it today on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, or go to hardrock.bet today to get started, because now, even if you're not the big type of bettor, if you're not the big type to put a lot of action on a game, try little. Go put together a parlay. Put as little as $1 into a play and start increasing value with up to 20 legs over on parlays on Hard Rock Bet. Even if you're not the type that wants to put together a parlay, want to save yourself the trouble, go to the Discover page and see other parlays that other users are putting together for you, maximizing value, utilizing promos. That's what you could do on the Hard Rock Bet app, and follow along, tag along, tail it in just a few taps alone. It's so easy. It's so easy to get acclimated into the app. It's got the sophistication that the experienced player really likes and prefers in their sportsbook, but it also is easy enough to get acclimated where the newer player can pick it up just like that. So that's what you can do over on Hard Rock Bet. Get started today. If you try it now, you get up to $100 back in bonus bets. If your first bet does not win, your first bet can be a parlay. Prop the over, whatever you like to bet in a game you choose. You either win your first bet or get the same amount you bet back as a bonus bet. It's Hard Rock Bet, offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida. The wager. Terms and conditions apply. Considered by gambling. Call 1-888-ADMIT IT. We're on a Friday edition of Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3, live from the City Play Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Damian Perez helping us out this time around behind the glass. All right, bracket season. No, it's not March. No, it's not the NCAA tournament. No, it's not March Madness, but we can still put together a bracket. It's time. I'm very excited for this one. So we all three of us have our brackets filled out. Is that correct?
Yes.
Everybody's on. Damian, you have your bracket filled out.
Correct.
And I have final scores, too.
Alrighty. So let's go game by game in the first round to start things off. How does that sound? Yeah?
Yeah.
We'll start tonight with the 10-7 matchup, Indiana-Notre Dame. Who do we have winning this one? I will start. I have Notre Dame taking this one 20-17.
Okay.
Mike?
Indiana 21, Notre Dame 14.
Wow.
And I got Notre Dame 24, Indiana 21.
Colin, I think it's I gotta look at that over under on Hard Rock. But 21-14 is pretty low from the sounds of it. I think with the snow and the conditions, there's not going to be a lot of points in this.
Yeah, I'm nervous because the snow probably favors Notre Dame. A great running attack.
Over under is 50.5.
Yeah, I'm definitely on that under. I'm on a 35.
Now
15-point under.
Now I don't know if that snow is going to continue through the game or if they're going to clear out that field before it starts. But I think Indiana's going to come out and play well, whether it's going to be a fast start or not. You know, you've had over a month to prepare for this team. You got everything backed up against you. Nobody takes you seriously. Chip on your shoulder type of game. Only driving 3 hours north. I think this is a game where Indiana might surprise some people in how well they hang around. But Notre Dame, great. They have a great rushing attack, talented all over the field, good at everything, and a great defense. Probably too much for Indiana to really match. I'd take this one in a closer game. A lot of people are high on Notre Dame to blow them out, which I was surprised about.
Right. I go back to I don't really buy their schedule. I understand according to the committee,
but you
they
buy
have
Indiana,
good wins.
But you buy Indiana's schedule?
No.
So you don't buy Notre Dame or Indiana's schedule?
But I think Indiana's the better football team.
So what tells you that Indiana's a better football team other than schedule that you like?
Their coach. I don't buy Marcus Freeman. And it's sad because he's, went where I went. But I think Cignetti's the better coach than Freeman.
I think it's a little early to declare that, but fine. Yeah, all right. And Marcus Freeman hasn't won a marquee, huge game. So
their best wins, service academies and USC. We love our troops, as we've said multiple times on the show.
You can't use that argument for Notre Dame but not use it for Indiana. That's not fair. You can't do that. Because Indiana has nothing on the schedule either. But, all right, that's our game. We all have Notre Dame, except for Mike. He has Indiana. All right, shifting on. Early slate tomorrow, Penn State SMU. Penn State at home, noon Eastern kickoff. I'll start with this one. I think Penn State's going to win this one easy, 28-14. 13.
Yep, I got a similar number. Penn State 35, SMU 14.
Wow. I got Penn State 23, SMU 14. So I'm going with the Nittany Lions.
Wow,
as
so
well.
we're all on the same page here.
Yeah.
Penn State win fairly easily, covering the spread, I believe, in all three of those.
I think SMU's lucky to be in. I think, in my opinion, I'd rather see other teams than SMU, but it's deserving that they're in, if that makes sense.
Spread is 8.5, by the way.
All right, that dreaded 4 o'clock game. Clemson at Texas in Austin, 4 o'clock kickoff. I think this is going to be my upset. 21-16, Clemson taking this one.
Wow.
Ow! Give me Clemson 27-21.
Wow.
Am I the only one that took Texas here?
You are.
27-21?
Yeah, 27-21. I got Clemson.
I got 24-14 Texas.
Wow, so you think they're going to
10.
So they don't cover though. Because the
No,
spread is 11.5. Okay,
Yeah.
12.5 now?
Yep.
Wow, so that means the money's on
12.5, yep.
Texas.
There's something stinky about Texas, Colin. We've talked about it in shows past.
Hold on, but that spread makes me nervous. The money's on Texas. All right, somebody
I
knows
just feel
something.
like Ewers is playing for his future here.
Yeah, if they're down at halftime in that game, Arch Manning's coming in.
Imagine that.
He's coming in
You
if they're
think
down
so?
at if they're down at halftime, he is coming in.
I think
that
that
game.
works in Texas's favor.
I would agree.
100%.
For Arch Manning to come in at half?
Yep.
What has Quinn Ewers done that is, he hasn't lit the world on fire?
Played pretty good. I'll say, I agree with you, but he played pretty good in that game against Washington that they lost last year.
I would
Sure.
compare it to Carson Beck, the situation that Georgia has, where Carson Beck has not looked good, has actually looked horrible, honestly. And backup came in, did not look great, but he looked better than Carson Beck, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's hard. It's easy to surprise people as a backup, so you got to see now that there's some film on him, see how they adjust.
Damian buying into Stockton. Love it.
But, all right, I have Clemson in this one. I think Clemson's playing with nothing to lose. It's a winning program. It's a winning coach. They have an NFL quarterback. I think they have a top 3 quarterback in the entire tournament. I think Cade Klubnik is one of those 3. So off of that, now, one thing about Texas is they might have the best defense in the field. With the best defense in the field, this is not going to be a high-scoring game. But Clemson's offense started hot and started fast against SMU. Get a little bit of that. Put a little pressure on Texas. I think they could escape with that one. I think Clemson.
I think Klubnik's going to play well. I think the Clemson team's fired up to play this Texas team. We saw the reaction.
It's a winning program.
Yeah, we saw the reaction to them making the playoff and getting their draw against Texas. I like Clemson.
Yeah, Texas has a little pressure here, so we'll see how they adjust. All right, that dreaded night game.
What do you mean dreaded?
Tennessee in Columbus taking on Ohio State. Mike, you want to start us off with this one?
Yeah, never a doubt. 34-14 Buckeyes.
Okay, they kill them.
Never a doubt.
I think this will be a close game. Buckeyes will pull it off. 17-14 OSU.
Wow, low-scoring game for you. I think this is going to be a higher-scoring ordeal. 30-24 Ohio State for me.
It's actually the lowest over-under on the week.
Yeah, I'm not surprised with 2 great defenses.
Yep.
And but I think for some reason the offense is going to open this up a little bit. 30-24.
Going to be a lot of Tennessee fans, though, boys. I will say that will be a lot
Well-traveled
of orange.
game. Well-traveled game.
A lot of orange.
All right, we'll start with the bottom of the bracket. So this will be the Sugar Bowl. This will be Georgia. Damien and I both have Notre Dame moving on. Mike, you have Indiana. So
Right.
Georgia, Indiana, what would you have in that game?
I got Georgia 24, Indiana 7.
Right.
I don't think it's much of a competition.
Indiana's Cinderella run fizzles out.
I don't think it's much of a competition. I think Georgia, with their defense, dominates the game. They run the football with their 2 running backs, and they limit Stockton on offense. They won't have to do much in this game.
All right. Now, I think this would be a Georgia-Notre Dame game. Low-scoring, tight, 17-16 game-winning field goal type game in favor of Georgia.
Can I ask, are you guys worried about Beck possibly,
He's
it
not
sounds
playing.
like he's not playing at all, but they are kind of leaving the door open a tad bit.
I think they're smoke and mirrors. UCL injury. He's not going to be able to throw next year in the NFL.
I think even if he were healthy enough to play, I would still question that decision.
The UCL is a significant throwing injury. He is not going to be playing.
Okay.
I would take Georgia 17-16 over Notre Dame. Damien, you have the same matchup. What is yours?
I also have a close game. Georgia winning 17-10.
Wow, Damien and I are pretty, head and head right here. How about that? All right, so shifting upward to this Penn State-Boise State game, we have the same matchup. I have Penn State winning this one close, 23-20.
I got Penn State 24-17.
Over Boise State,
Correct.
24-17. Damien?
I also got Penn State 24-17 as well.
Wow, okay, so this is a chalk bracket for all of us. But, Boise State, I think you're going to see something out of them. I think they're going to play with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. Disrespected. I know they still got that bye. I think that Heisman's going to mean something. And whether playing angry, chip on your shoulder, try to prove something. And there's an opportunity there. Fiesta Bowl, Penn State's going to travel well for that. I know they have the extra week, but a lot of pressure on Boise State to show up in that game. But I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with what we see there. All right, we all have Ohio State, Oregon in this one. Mike, what is your game prediction on this one? If in the second round, this would be in the Rose Bowl.
It would be in the Rose Bowl where the Ohio State has played well historically. Give me the Buckeyes 35-28 over Oregon.
35-28 for Mike. Damien?
I also have a high-scoring game, but I got Oregon winning 35-27.
I have 37-34 in favor of Oregon. So I think Ohio State's run ends there for me. I think Oregon moves on. All right, I have Clemson, Arizona State. So does Mike. Damien, you have Texas, Arizona State. Let's start with you.
Yep.
Second round, your Texas moves on. What's that score against Arizona State?
I mean, look, ASU, Arizona State they're playing with house money. They're very electric, but I think Texas wins this game 27-17.
27-17. All right, Mike.
I got Clemson 28, Arizona State 21. Tigers move on.
I have Clemson as well. I have Clemson fairly easy. 27-17. I know the last time we saw Arizona State, they were playing their best football, but Clemson has a traveling fan base, a winning program, a lot of pressure. You got to think about pressure in this game. Who's going to be able to deal with the pressure versus who isn't? And I think Clemson's going to be pretty settled comparatively. I would take Clemson this one fairly easy.
And the talk has kind of been no one wants to see Arizona State. I'm not necessarily buying that.
Who said that?
Just that they're a hot team. They score a lot of points.
Yeah,
you know,
great running game.
That the coach, help me out with the name.
Dillingham.
Thank you. He's a former Arizona State Sun Devil. There's pride there. Apparently, a lot of people could see them upsetting if it's Clemson or Texas in this round. I'm not buying it.
It's a very tricky game. I guess nobody really knows what to expect at Arizona State because Iowa State wasn't necessarily the marquee matchup that people were really expecting in that Big 12 championship game. But Mike and I both have Clemson moving on to the semifinal. I'm interested in that. All right, shifting downward, I have Georgia Penn State here, and I would take Georgia winning this one 21-13, another low-scoring affair. Georgia's going to win this game and win it only in one way, and that is by keeping it low-scoring, keeping the offensive output to a minimum. 21-13, I have Georgia taking down Penn State. That would be the Orange Bowl if they decide to play in that, moving on to the national title.
Without Carson Beck, I think Georgia still wins 27-21, and I think it's going to be a pick.
You have it over Penn State, too.
Yeah. Georgia over Penn State, I'm sorry. 27-21, and I think Drew Aller throws a costly pick six.
Yep, I got Georgia 24 beating Penn State 24-21.
All right, so Penn State plays pretty well in that game for you.
Yeah,
huh?
Yeah, in my game, too. Like I said, I think it's a late turnover by Aller's going to do him.
Yeah, I don't think Georgia's the team that will blow anybody out, especially with their starting quarterback out.
All right, the other big bowl game, whether it's the Cotton Bowl or the Orange Bowl, I think remains to be announced. But for me, it would be Oregon versus Clemson. I think Clemson's also going to play well in this game. But Oregon, offense, going to be hard to match their drives. 28-24, Oregon moves on for me to the national title game. Mike?
I have Ohio State in this one. I got the Buckeyes 28-20 over Clemson.
All right, 28-20 in favor of Ohio State. Damien?
I have an absolute barn burner in this game. Oregon 38, Texas 35.
Wow, so you have Texas scoring some points.
Yep, I think Oregon just has a great offense, and Texas will keep up, but they won't do enough.
All righty. National title game. I have Oregon, Georgia. Chalk bracket, I know, but this is not NCAA bracket in basketball where anybody can really make a run here. You got to remember that usually the best team prevails in these playoffs. I would take Oregon over Georgia. This is the game where the offense sort of opens up for Georgia. 33-31. National championships goes to Oregon for me.
And fair play to Colin. I asked him, I don't even know if he remembers this, but I asked him even before our show started September 1, he told me Oregon was going to win it all. So fair play to see.
Sticking with it.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep. I got Ohio State 31-20 over Georgia. I think that in this game, they're going to miss Carson Beck. I think in this game, Georgia is going to miss their starting quarterback. Give me the Buckeyes 31-20 and hopefully win a national championship for my sake.
All right.
I also have Oregon champion 28-21 over Georgia.
So Damien and I, we were basically lockstep, except for Texas.
Yeah.
Except for Texas,
right? Texas was your kicker. Colin and I were on the same page with Clemson. Boys, I want to say this about my bracket. Obviously, win or go home for the Buckeyes in that first round. But if they beat Tennessee, I think they win it all. If they win that game, I think they win it all. I don't think they lose to Oregon twice. I think they're going to face off against a Clemson team and then a depleted Georgia team in a national championship.
So their big game in your head is Tennessee, despite the 3 games following.
Right.
All right.
The big game. Well, and you know why, though. You know why that's the big one. It's the one right after losing your arch rival Michigan. Everyone thinks you stink. You heard for a month, basically, how bad they stink. If they come out and play the way that they're supposed to with what they have on the field, I don't think anyone can line up with them. I thought that all year. Even in that Oregon game.
Hold on. Did you against Penn State? No.
Fair play to you, but Colin, hear me out. And I know I'm spending way too much time on this. That Oregon game, if it wasn't for that, there were so many stupid you-know-what plays in that game that went Oregon's way.
So you need Ohio State to get past the first round.
Correct, and that's it. And I think once they get past the first round, I like the chances.
See, I'm up and down. I don't know who. I could see a number of teams winning the whole thing here. I could see Notre Dame making a run here to win it all. I wouldn't be surprised if Penn State actually just came out of nowhere and started winning the big one.
And to your point, Georgia has the injured quarterback. They're injured. This is like, if you're Penn State, you're playing 2 cupcakes in my eyes in the first 2 rounds. You don't play anybody till the semifinal. Flipping on over to Georgia quickly for me, Kyle. I think they're getting too big for their bootstrap bill. I think they're a little big for their bridges. I think they've been told all year how great they are because they beat an Ohio State team by 1 at home and really didn't play anybody of substance outside of that.
You're talking about Oregon?
I'm talking about Oregon. I'm interested to see them play a decent opponent. They haven't played anybody in 2 months.
Well, they played Penn State 2 weeks ago.
Like I said, they haven't played anybody in 2 months.
Played Penn State 2 weeks ago. And
like I said, they haven't played anybody in 2 months.
I don't think Mike's bought into Penn State.
I'm not, but they got such a... I'll tell you this. I never want to hear a damn thing about James Franklin ever again if he can't beat SMU or Boise State. I don't want to hear anything from Christian Cat if they can't win those 2 games. Now, it's the same story if the Buckeyes can't get past Tennessee. But by God, if Penn State cannot get past SMU,
Mike, I'm trying to make
Boise
sense
State.
of your argument here because, Notre Dame, you don't buy their schedule, so they're going to lose, but Indiana hasn't played anybody. And Oregon hasn't played anybody either, but they could beat Penn State just like Ohio State did. And Oregon beat Ohio State head-to-head.
And they shouldn't, because if you run the football...
This line of argument is that Oregon hasn't played anybody, but they played the same teams Ohio State has played. And Notre Dame hasn't played anybody, but they played a harder schedule than Indiana has. Hello?
All I'm saying is, look out. You don't want to play this Buckeye team 2 times. If Ohio State gets past Tennessee, look out. You don't want to play them twice. They're already...
I agree. I think Oregon is rooting for Tennessee in that game.
But I understand the Big Ten championship and Penn State and maybe being someone, but I don't know, mate. Do we buy Penn State? I bought them all year, and then I kind of saw how they played at the end of the year, and I didn't like it. They were dead by rights against Minnesota, and I know you could say that for a lot of teams. Georgia almost lost to Georgia.
Now, the one thing I'll say about Penn State is Penn State played their best game of the year, in my opinion, against Oregon. Offensively, they showed me something.
Can I say something? Can I say something? They had no business being in that game.
Well, they were not.
They had no business
but they played well. And more importantly, Aller played well.
Yeah, they also Oregon completely. I think they.
No, they didn't.
I think
Oregon
they sat on their morals.
Points.
I think they sat on their morals a little bit. Wasn't that game like 30 to 14?
And they were leading, and then Penn State rumbled back.
Come
yes,
on, dude.
So Oregon hasn't played anybody, but Oregon killed Penn State, and then Penn State rumbled back. I guess. So we don't buy Penn State, we don't buy Oregon, we don't buy Notre Dame, but we buy Indiana and we buy Ohio State.
Colin, you've caught me in a shoot, partner. The big point I'm trying to make is I don't think Ohio State will lose the second time. The point is I don't think they're going to lose the second time.
I think the point is we don't know who's going to win this thing.
Correct. It's wide open.
There is no X.
It's wide open.
There is no X.
And I'm going. I can't believe I'm going with Do Nothing Day, Ryan Day. But I'm going to go with the talent, and the talent says the Buckeyes for me. And is my heart in it? Probably. Now the question, how about no Florida teams in this year? That's pretty crazy as well. No Florida team in this
none of them deserved
playoff.
It. None of them deserved it.
I agree. But
none of them deserved it.
At the same time, wow.
None of them deserved it. If any of them deserved it, they'd be here. I don't know if there's a Florida team on this that could beat any of the guys on this team on this thing, whether the SMU or Clemson's of the world.
I was about to say SMU.
But hold on, SMU did not lose a conference game all year until that conference championship. Can't knock it against them. We roll on. We continue forward. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Damian Perez on Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3, a Friday edition, college football playoff edition.
We are addicted to college football.
888-760-3776. Is there a Cinderella that you have in store for this college football playoff, or is this going to be a chalk bracket like basically the three of us have? 888-760-3776, the number to get into the program. That's 888-760-3776. Who is your Cinderella? We continue on with Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? If you're the victim of a car crash, you will always speak to a lawyer. You'll always get the highest standard of care from our dedicated legal team, and we'll always fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Don't wait. Call 1-800-747-FREE. In office, West Palm Beach.
Hey, my name is Colin Russo, and this is your Miami Dolphins Minute. Well, the Dolphins battled but suffered a tough loss on Sunday in Houston to AFC foe Houston Texans by a score of 20-12. Despite a game having major playoff implications for the Fins' chances, the Dolphins fall to 6-8 as the offense couldn't get anything going throughout the game. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa struggled, finishing 29 of 40 for 196 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, and also losing a fumble in the process. The Dolphins have consistently showed an inability to beat good teams, and that has been the dark cloud over the team for the past few years. They needed a lot of help, including the Colts losing a bunch of games over the next 3 weeks of the year in order to sniff the postseason. We wait and see as the Dolphins take on the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday in Hard Rock. 425 kick for that one. Well, that was your Miami Dolphins Minute presented by Hard Rock Bet. Get started today. Get up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not hit. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned by gambling? Call 1-888-ADMINUTE.
The construction reduction sales event is going on right now at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Greenway Kia is under construction, and we need to move the 24s off the lot so the new 2025s at the port can be delivered. So, we're making deals that other dealers won't. New 2024 Kia Fortes are only $149 per month. Make no payments until next year. Plus, we want your trade. Get up to $6,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade. If you have a job bringing home $350 per week, we want to approve your credit. It's the season of new traditions only at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or visit online at greenwaykiawestpalmbeach.com.
We want to see you in a Greenway Kia.
Qualified applicants through KFA, 24-month lease, $34.99 due at signing, 10,000 miles per year, 0 security deposit required, plus tax tag and $9.99 admin fee. Negative equity refinanced. 90 days deferred payments. Interest accrues from date of purchase. Discount includes all factory rebates to dealer. Offers don't combine. Expires 12/30/24.
As market dynamics change, the quality and service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Partner-owned since 1923, Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't. Visit ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible. Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Rolling on here on a Friday edition of Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. December the 20th, about 5 days until Christmas time. Hope everybody's going to have a great holiday. Hope you get your gift giving in gift-giving spirit, I should say. I know I am. I got everything all figured out for the most part. Mike Rizzo, have you figured out all your gifts?
Bless my mother. Everything is at her house. Amazon packages delivered. Team affiliation packages delivered. I know my dad's not listening, so I'm just going to say what I got. I got him a bunch of Liverpool. So, Colin, every year we struggle what to get my old man, and we got him Liverpool gear because he really doesn't have any.
Smart man.
Yeah, Liverpool is
Smart
Premier
man.
League soccer. He's a huge Liverpool fan. All he really has is a hat. I got him a Jurgen Klopp plaque. Jurgen Klopp, a legendary coach of Liverpool. I got him a plaque. I got him a water bottle. And I also got him like a license plate that he could hang on his wall.
A water bottle is such an underrated gift because you'd think people have water bottles, but they don't. You don't have a water bottle.
No, I don't. And it's a thermos too, so like you can put coffee in it, you can put water in it, you could put soup in that thing.
You should get, if one of your siblings is listening, they should get you one of those.
Probably
that would do you well.
I had a Buckeye one, and naturally, like I do with everything, Colin, I lost it. That's the problem. Like I can't have nice sunglasses because I lose them. I can't have a water bottle because I'll leave it at the gym.
Damien, are you a gift giver?
I love giving gifts.
Are you good at it? Think reflectively at this point.
I am. I think I am.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I am.
You're all set for this year?
I'm not.
Wow.
I'm not.
How good are you?
Yeah.
Hold on.
We're 5 days out, Kyle.
I got the important ones out of the way, but I still got a few to buy. I'll admit it.
All right.
Nobody's perfect, you know?
Nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
Fair enough. All right. And in terms of, do you view Christmas as like a winning it? Like, oh, I have the best gifts?
No, not really.
I do.
Yeah, Colin, everything is a competition.
No, hold on. I want to win.
That's what I've learned about my partner is everything is a competition to this kid.
That's good for whoever's receiving.
Yeah. No, I get good gifts.
Well, his little brother is going on the trip of the century.
Yeah, I just got the
apparently.
tickets. That's all set. I got my little brother. He's not listening. Don't worry about this. I got him tickets. He goes to school in Los Angeles, and he's in film school, likes the movies. And I got him 4 tickets, whether he wants to take a buddy and go to 2 or go by himself and go to 4 to the Santa Barbara Film Festival.
Wow.
And I got him a train ticket up the coastline on the Pacific Line, which is apparently a great train, hour and a half from the LAX area train station. They have one right there. And you go up there, and I'm figuring out maybe get him a night in a hotel or like an Airbnb or something easy. And then, or just do it all in one day. I haven't figured that out yet, but I got him the tickets and I'm going to ask him how he wants to do it in terms of, does he want to stay overnight or the whole thing? And there's an event with Timothy Chalamet, who's a big time actor.
Yeah.
And so I have a ticket on hold for that one. And I'm going to ask him if he can make it because it's Tuesday. So I got the tickets nonetheless, and he could go whenever he wants. It's like a 2-week thing. And then I got the Chalamet one on hold just in case he wants to go that specific day. That's a hell of a gift.
Now, Damien,
I concede.
Yeah.
Now, Damien, he didn't tell you why he got this elaborate Christmas present.
Hold on. I get him good gifts, and for some reason, I'm in the doghouse with him. I don't know why he's upset.
No pun intended, by the way. He's in the doghouse, but I tried prying on why he's in the doghouse. Colin has no idea.
No idea.
He must have not gotten him gifts. What, the last 5 years?
No.
He's going all out this year.
No. 2 years ago, I got him gifts to the Tribeca Film Festival, which is in New York City. And this is when he was still in high school, so he could just train in. And I got him to like multiple big-time screenings and the whole thing. I have dominated Christmas.
So then it must be pretty serious while you're in the doghouse.
I mean, you dominated, the Garnett in 07 in the paint? Like, what are we talking about here?
I dominated Christmas. Now, my sister, I copped out, because she gave me an idea. She's like, I want this. Get me this. And it's like a perfume thing. So I opted out with that. And then with my older brother, he's a basketball coach at Northern Arizona, which is in the Big Sky Conference. Okay. So I got him some basketball stuff. I got him the Bobby Knight book about it's a negative thinking book. Bobby Knight writing a negative thinking book. I call that ironic.
Who would have thunk?
It was like, I think it's like, the mastering negative thinking. I'm like, he's the one to write that. So I got him a book on that sense. And I'm going to, you know what I'm setting up for him? Because he is lost with financial stuff. I'm going to set up for him a proper savings, like a high yield savings account and a index fund thing for him. Partially because if I refer people, I get percentages on the APY.
It's a win-win.
And it's win-win. And he doesn't know how to do it, and he'll never do it himself. So I'm doing it for him.
Colin's really good with you're really good with money, aren't you?
I'm
you're
good
really
about
savvy
saving
with money. What about the parents?
All right, so I don't know if my mother's listening. I'm not saying when I got her. And no chance my dad's listening. So here's what I got my dad. I got him see, he's the type. He's like, I don't want anything. I don't want it. He's an impossible person to get a gift for.
Exactly how my old man is.
He's an impossible person to get a gift for.
Oh, God.
So luckily, on the Boca Bowl, we got some goodies with Boca Bowl stuff. So I got him a couple things
You're
with
welcome.
Bookable stuff. Good
You're
idea.
welcome
Great
for that.
idea. Right when he said that, there's a little pullover we got. A Bookable pullover. Bookable, and it's like blue. It's great color. I don't know if he'd like it, but I'm gonna get him in regardless. And I got him some exercise. He likes running, and I got him some outdoor exercise stuff. And I usually get him a book, but I can't get him books because he's read everything. And if I think it's an interesting book, chances are he's read it because he gets sent these books early so we can have these authors on for 4 hours that nobody cares about.
Now, would he ever? Now he's a big Chalamet fan. Would he ever read Dune?
No, hold on.
Would he ever read Dune?
No, he wouldn't. He would never
Chalamet
read
plays
Dune. The ultimate gift for him, if you wanted to win Christmas, and I tried, and I couldn't do it because I don't have that type of pull, is to get Timothy Chalamet for him.
I did see him on First Take. He really wanted
he's desperate.
He really wanted to get him on.
He doesn't want Timothy. He's desperate to get him on, and he cannot. They reached out to his father, and his father's like, "Why are you reaching out to me?" They reached out to everybody to try to get a hold of this kid, and they cannot do it.
Wow.
Good. It's humbling. Screw that.
I mean, I think after what he showed the what was it last week with the whole breakdown of the college football last week, I think he's kind of trying to get into that sports world. And I mean,
totally. So I'm surprised, but he wants to do Chalamet for an interview. I tried. I can't get Timothy Chalamet. But that's just. Listen. I like giving gifts. I'm not a magician.
That one's tough.
No, it's because of the Bob Dylan movie.
Dylan movie, which comes out on Christmas Day. We're going on December 26th at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. going to the movies. Have you ever set an alarm to go to the movies? That's what happened. Yeah. That's what my dad and I do. We my whole family, I think we're dragging them to that, but we're going to the movies. There's nobody buying. He told me to buy the tickets 2 weeks ago. Dad, there's nobody else in the theater. Don't worry about it.
I feel like going in the morning kind of like your day's kind of over because like that's how I feel after going to the movies.
Yeah, but also like
some
people sleep in. Yeah, so it's like you get up by the time you get your life together. But we're gonna go to a diner before, and then we're gonna go to the movies. So it's gonna be a whole thing.
The whole nine.
How about this? I'll give you a story about that because it reminded me of something. When Oppenheimer was out, we were in the Jersey Shore, my whole family. And I have already seen Oppenheimer. It was a great movie. And it was first week of August this was. So it was a couple weeks after it came out. And we're in the Jersey Shore. It's a beautiful day in the summer. It's a beach day. You're going to the beach. You want to go. My grandmother lives in the Jersey Shore, so that's why we were there. And so he wanted to go see the movie because he hadn't seen it. He was reading the book, the American Prometheus that they based the movie on. He's like, all right, let's go see it. So I'm like, all right, it's a Sunday. He's like, all right, so we go through the times, and since that movie was such a big movie, it played like throughout the entire day.
It's a very long movie too, like about 3 hours.
So we went to an 8:45 a.m. showing.
Oh my God!
And since it was Sunday, we were at 6:30 mass.
Oh my God, Colin!
So right after mass,
hold on, mass to the creation of the atomic bomb. To the beach. We're at the beach at 12:30.
What a packed day.
What a day.
What a day.
Yeah, what a day is right. That's such a you and your dad day, honest to God. Church,
5:40
movie, beach,
I said
church.
5:45 a.m. Let's go to Oppenheimer.
Church, bomb movie, beach. That's how it's done, mate.
Church, bomb, beach. How about that?
That's how you spend your Sunday,
so
man.
that's our thing. But we're going to see that Bob Dylan movie, A Complete Unknown, on the 26th. Wanted to go to the 25th, but good football. So we're opting for the next day. But yeah, so that's what I got him. I got him some exercise stuff. That's easy.
I feel like that's also sentimental. You know, Bookable, this is like your first big gig. You know, it's like.
I'm going to be honest. I think he's going to throw it out. But
Really?
I don't think he'll wear it, but maybe. Maybe. He likes the Wisconsin stuff for some reason. I'm not getting him Wisconsin. I'm not giving that university my money.
And Damien, we'll get back to that in a second. Damien, agree with me on this. I think it's sentimental to him. As you said, it's Colin's first gig. It was his first, Boca Bowl big thing that we do down here. I think he's going to keep it to be like, wow, remember when Colin was in West Palm.
Maybe he can even.
He lost money on the game too, so maybe it has a bad taste.
Wait a minute, he doesn't listen to us then, because we were saying JMU.
Yeah, no, I know he doesn't listen to us.
I actually knew that. I actually knew that too. You should have texted him.
Yeah, I think he lost money on. I think it was the over/under he took. I don't know what he took. I don't know what he did.
A great gift would be to frame it, and in about 10 years, 15 years, gift it right back
like
to you.
Like a Super Bowl jersey.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't even wear it. Yeah, maybe. You could do that.
We got it. Hang on. I'm going to open up the curtain. Dom's one of our marketing consultants. It's our language for sales. And it was out of one of Dom's shooters box that we had that Colin took in. We told this story yesterday. Colin smuggled in booze for one of our
Dom's
MCs.
putting me in a tough spot. This is brutal. Because I'm walking into the Boca Bowl, first time doing a Boca Bowl. I have the staff pass and everything. It's basically, I thought it was a get-out-of-jail-free card. And so we're going through the staff entrance at Gate 6 at Flagler Credit Union Stadium in Boca Raton before the game. It's 3 hours before the game. Had to put the bags inside in the team room, the whole thing. So we're on the ground level. This is not necessarily a fan entrance, but we're still going through security. I have my backpack. There's nothing in my backpack. It's my computer. It's the library. It's my water bottle, whatever. I have this bag. It's like a department store bag that you'd get like from a Nordstrom. And there's two of them. There's two of them. And I have them, and there's a Boca Bowl stuff in it, whatever. And so the gentleman who's working the event security has to go through the bags while I walk through the metal detector. And I'm walking through the metal detector, and this guy's digging through the bag. I haven't looked at the bag. She's told me to grab it.
She literally goes, guys, can you take these bags into our team room? I got to do some business first. I'll meet you there.
Yeah, hang
on, hold on.
And this guy starts digging through it, and he pulls out. It's not like it's these whiskey shooters, like in these little containers.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
There's like 6 of them.
Like what?
It's like the little sampler.
That
you get on a plane.
No, yeah, exactly. I was just about to say what you get on an airplane to put into your mixed drink.
And there's these little shooters of whiskey and these whiskey glasses and the whole thing. And he looks at this and he's like, "Dude, what is this?" And I start sitting there. I'm like, I don't really know what to tell you, man. And he's like, he cracked a joke. He was smiling to a degree, but he's ultimately like, dude, what are you doing? And it was funny because I was like, listen, that's not my bag. I can't really bring that in there.
He goes, Colin goes, I know I'm not supposed to say this, but dude, that's not my bag.
Like the airport, it's like you see someone say something.
Not my bag.
Yeah.
But the funniest,
that is not my bag.
Don't grab unattended bags.
The funniest part about it is everyone is like in. Colin's the last one to pass. And everyone's like, all right, we're going. I turn around, I go, where the hell is Colin? And I just see Colin and his big smirk on his face going, dude, I don't know what to tell you. I know I'm not supposed to say this, but that's not my bag.
The guy's probably thinking, like, he didn't even try to hide
But no, he cracked up and he ultimately
he was
let
laughing
him go.
about it. Thank God.
Honest to God, thank God.
Dom's trying to get me in trouble.
That's why I said, no wonder she...
You can't bring in booze to a football game like that.
Honest to God, no wonder she wanted us to take that in.
Yeah,
no wonder she knew it was going to,
Knew it would be a tight spot.
So she owed us, Kyle.
Yeah,
she owed us
big time. We got it in. But we continue on with Russo and Rizzo. We got to do a little 5 and 5 coming up next. But quick, in the spirit of holidays, spirit of gift giving, are you guys on the team of, do you appreciate a gift that is more like of an experience doing something, or something a little bit more material? Because it takes more thought to give like an experience, right? And that's always a gift that, like, for me, my little brother with the film festival, that's an experience. It's not necessarily material. And comparatively, do you guys ever opt away of, all right, I'm going to buy something that's more experiential comparatively, or are you guys more the material gift?
No, honestly, I'm 100% with the experience. That's kind of my thing. If people ask me what I want, like my girlfriend, my parents,
tickets, something like that.
Save the money and let's just put it towards a vacation.
Oh,
that's
okay.
That's my ideal situation as far as a gift goes. Because I mean, what do we really need nowadays, material wise? Like we got it all.
Colin, you know how I am with Christmas. I love my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Very happy he was born so we could be living. But I hate the commercialization of it and stuff. And I rather not do the whole gifts. I rather not get any gifts and just be with family. That's the way I look at Christmas. But I'm like you, Colin. I want my siblings to text me what they want, and they do.
That is easy. That is
God bless them, because they know how I am. So they just go, this is exactly what I want in this. But I did. I'm not spoiling my brother's stuff. I did go above and beyond for my brother. My little sister's very easy. She usually sends a purse, makeup, whatever it may be. Mom's easy. Dad's the hardest, to Colin's point. But I usually just have the siblings text me what they want, because it's very important to them. Don't like my two siblings. It's very important to them that we exchange gifts. If it were up to me, we'd get a pat on the back, drink a cup of coffee, and be together watching games all day.
How about a white elephant? You guys ever done that? You guys do that with your families?
I'm not familiar.
So that's when everybody gets a gift. Some are gags, some are good, and you put them in the middle, and you, as a group, you guys will come up with a order of when people go and open up a gift. You open it up. You open it up in front of everybody one at a time. And then it could be something gaggy, it could be something funny, and then the next person that goes has the opportunity to either steal your gift, make you open a new one.
Yeah.
And there's only like 2 total steals per gift.
My dad's obsessed with that.
It's a lot of fun.
He's obsessed
I do with my
that.
family every year. I think it's because there's some that are like super stupid, but but there's something that's like, remember there's like a lottery tickets one that was like a hot topic because everybody wants to get the lottery tickets.
My dad is Santa Claus. He's obsessed with Christmas, and he does it big, and he does his own version of it with like Cleveland gear, because obviously Cleveland related, whatever. Colin, our family tradition was the kids were allowed to open one gift on Christmas Eve. And you boys know how much of a nerd I am. Usually the gift they would give me would be the new Pokemon game. If
you don't get to choose, they decide.
They give you, well, you choose it, but just know that my dad was directing me to the one.
I see.
Because I loved playing it the night before, getting it and playing it on Christmas Eve.
You have a tradition?
Well, we actually, like in my family, we're Spanish, so we celebrate on the 24th. And then the 25th is kind of like a relaxed day, but usually we'll open the gifts on the 24th.
Really?
Yep.
Night?
Yep, that night.
Is
12
that
o'clock hits.
That's a Hispanic tradition. I didn't know that.
Hispanics will, the 24th is more of the celebration day, and the 25th is kind of more of the wind down,
hang
relax.
out,
Yeah.
do the thing.
Leftovers.
I guess the reason, I don't want to say I'm a Christmas Grinch. That's a wrong word for it, as I just explained. But I'm like divorced parent kid. We had Christmas Eve at our house every year, and I loved it. It was my favorite holiday. And Colin, the one thing I miss is the card. I told you I'm a really good card player, brother. The Texas Hold'em. Everybody, my great-grandfather, my
That's
grandfather.
the time of the year where everybody can sit down and like let's play some cards.
It would be a 4-hour card game,
Yeah.
and we would. And I'm 12 years old, going toe to toe with my uncles and everybody. And everybody. I learned how to play cards when I was 7.
That is a good time. That is a good time of the year because that is when everybody's kind of together playing a game like that.
Aunties and my mom, they're bringing food over. We're playing cards. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's a good Christmas tradition. I want to hear some of your Christmas traditions. 888-760-3776 or holiday traditions at that, of course. Everybody's got something. Every family's got something different. Let us know. 888-760-3776. We continue onward. Do a little 5 and 5 coming on next. Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Let's be honest. If your performance in the bedroom feels more like, uh-oh, then
don't forget Fat Jack, too.
You're not alone, but don't worry. We've got just the thing for you. Hexus MD's new performance blend. No awkward doctor visits, no prescriptions or crazy side effects, just a powerful, easy-to-use pill that gets you back in the game. Hexus MD's new performance blend works in just 15 minutes, and it's stronger than the competition. Use discount code ESPN50 for 50% off your first order. Don't wait. Visit HEXISMD.com.
Florida Atlantic women's basketball season is here. Join head coach Jennifer Sullivan and star guards Maya Perry and Jada Moore at Eleanor R. Baldwin Arena this year for big-time college basketball action. Groups of 15 or more get in free. Single game tickets just $10. The band, the cheerleaders, the fun, the action, it's all there with Florida Atlantic women's basketball. Visit FAUsports.com for more information. Florida Atlantic Owls, winning in paradise.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
Hi, this is Blaine Isbell, Corporate Vice President of Team IP. For over 30 years, Team IP has been a national leader in decorated apparel and promotional products. National corporate brands and 22 college bowl games, including the Boca Raton Bowl, make Team IP their partner of choice. Team IP, located right in our community in Stuart, is a proud partner of ESPN West Palm. Contact me anytime at 877-821-8643 or head to teamip.com and take the first step in making Team IP, your team to boost your brand.
Bring your family and friends to visit Lion Country Safari, voted best attraction in the Palm Beaches. Experience Florida's largest drive-through safari with hundreds of wild animals roaming feet from your car, including lions, rhinos, chimps, zebras, and giraffe. The Safari World Walkthrough Adventure Park features animal habitats and encounters, rides, a water park, food, shopping, and more. Lion Country Safari, West Palm Beach. Start planning your adventure by visiting lioncountrysafari.com.
Anna Jar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Time now for a PNC pause. PNC Bank is committed to making a difference in the lives of the customers they serve in the South Florida community. See how at PNC.com. You're listening to ESPN 1063.
Got questions? Theo's got theories. Catch Theoretically Speaking with Theo Dorsey at 2 p.m. on ESPN 1063. Warning, mind-blowing moments ahead.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with Hank and Sam from the Ford crew. Today, a new shipment of inventory.
Hank, what's going on?
Another hauler full of new Ford trucks and SUVs, Sam.
So much SUV capability. Is that?
Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 47 years. And a big selection means...
Big savings?
Yep, which means...
It's the best time to buy.
Well done, Sam. And time for America to get holiday ready with Ford.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY Industry reported total sales.
This holiday season, make it a real Christmas with real Christmas trees. Now through Saturday, buy one tree and get one free.
I got it right here.
At select lots across South Florida. If you are looking for a last-minute tree, a real one to make your Christmas unforgettable. And if you already have one, double or even triple your holiday festivities. ChristmasTreeForFree.com to see where you can buy one Christmas tree and get one free. Now through Saturday at select lots in South Florida.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Here we go.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
All into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo. Live in the Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Collins!
Ho, ho, ho. It's the holiday season. It's the second hour of Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063. December the 20th. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Damian Perez behind the glass over at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. Got you till up until 6 o'clock. We'll hear from Fat Jack at FatJackSports.com coming up a little later in the program. Got a packed slate of football this weekend, including one of the probably the best day of the year for football in that college football playoff. 3 games tomorrow on top of 2 good NFL games between the Ravens and the Steelers and the Chiefs and the Texans coming up tomorrow. So 5 big-time games, and then as well an NFL Sunday on top of that. So it should be a whole lot of fun, a lot to watch, a lot to look forward to, and especially that Indiana-Notre Dame game, which is coming on tonight, 8 o'clock on ESPN and ABC. Should be a fun one there. But in the meantime, if you've been in a car accident, truck accident, or suffered a slip and fall, my friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys are here to fight for you. They won't charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. Why settle for just any attorney? Demand Anajar and Levine today, because that's the Anajar and Levine difference. Don't waste any time getting back to what you deserve today. All it takes, one phone call to get back control of your life. Don't wait. Call for your free consultation today. It's important to have somebody to protect you when you most need it. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Take back control now with Anajar and Levine. So Damian Perez helping us out today on the 1s and 2s. Let's get to a little 5 at 5.
Number 1.
The Los Angeles Chargers had a late fourth quarter comeback win versus the Broncos on Thursday Night Football to move up to the 6th seed and ahead of Denver in the NFL playoff standings. Did this win solidify the Chargers a playoff spot in your eyes?
Yeah, it looks like that's going to be a playoff team. They have an easy schedule to finish it out. They got the Patriots and the Raiders. So they're all in position to probably play a road game, but that's a pesky team. It's not the Chargers of old. You know, that's not the Charger team that's going to roll over and die and blow a 27-point lead. That's a team that has a proven winner leading the pack in Jim Harbaugh. So curious to see how it goes. I'm not sure if they have the firepower to kind of go drive for drive in the tightest spots, especially on the road. We'll see.
I think I'm going to take this a step further. If it shakes out how it is right now, if they go to Pittsburgh, I know they lost there earlier in the year, but as of right now, with the Chargers being the 6th, they would play the Steelers at the 3. I think that's a very winnable game. I think that's a very winnable game with a quarterback like Justin Herbert, a head coach like Jim Harbaugh, a.k.a. Khaki Pants to me. I think I'm starting to buy this Chargers surgence. And our question yesterday, basically, is Herbert under the most pressure to win? I think he needs to win a playoff game more than anybody. I think there are other quarterbacks out there that have more pressure to win higher leverage situation games like Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. They got to win the big one. But I think there is a conversation for Herbert, and he might do it this year. He might just win that playoff game this year at Khaki Pants.
There's no Justin Herbert game. There's none of that.
No.
And he needs one.
That's Justin Herbert.
That stamp Justin Herbert game.
There's Justin Herbert's statistical years where he's thrown for 4,000 yards and has looked the part. He's got the body frame. He's got everything but that signature playoff win. And it's baby steps, too. Like, once Herbert finally wins the playoff game, then you can start talking about competing for a Super Bowl. Give Khaki Pants 2 drafts. They're going to be pretty doggone good.
Number two.
More implications from that Thursday night game. With the Broncos losing, a path has been opened up for the Cincinnati Bengals to make the playoffs. Can Cincinnati make the playoffs?
Now, Colin, you were all over this earlier.
Well, because now that there's a path. Because in order for Cincinnati to make the playoffs, they need the Broncos to lose their next 2. Who are their next 2 against? Cincinnati and the Kansas City Chiefs. So Cincinnati has an opportunity to beat them head-to-head, which is going to be next Saturday. And then on top of that, the Broncos are going to have to play the Chiefs. And so people wonder, the Chiefs, are they going to play hard that game? Are they going to play their starters? Well, if they lose one of their next 2 and the Bills win their next 2, then Chiefs are going to have to play hard that game. So let's hope for that if you want to see some meaningful football. And then Cincinnati has a home game against Denver Broncos next Saturday in the middle slate. Then all of a sudden that game's going to mean something. So there's a path for them. Let's root for it. Whether they get in or not is a whole other story. I want meaningful, impactful games. Cincinnati could totally make the playoffs now.
Right, and I'm with Colin in the sense of if Kansas City does drop a game, they're going to want home field. They didn't have home field last year, and I understand.
They're going to want that bye.
I understand that they made the Super Bowl without it. I don't know if it's the end-all, be-all for the Chiefs to get home field, but you rather have it than not. I'm rooting for competitive football down the end as well, and I kind of threw the question out there, who would you rather see in the playoffs, Denver or Cincinnati? Cincinnati's got a horrible defense, but I rather see the best player out of those 2 teams, and that's Joe Burrow, a person who's been to a Super Bowl and has proved that can make the big plays late in the game.
Number three.
Vikings at Seahawks. This Sunday has big playoff implications. Seattle could win the division and make a wild card spot, but as of now, they are outside looking in at 8-6. On the other side, the Vikings have clinched a playoff spot but can still win the division if they keep winning and beat out Detroit. Detroit is at Chicago this Sunday. Is Vikings at Seahawks the biggest matchup of the NFL slate this week?
In terms of actual implications and both teams having to win the game, probably. Now, the Seahawks have already beaten the Rams, so from that perspective, they have a bit of an allotment comparatively. They just got to beat them again that final week, so they could probably let it slide. But the Vikings are going to have to keep pace. Of an NFL Sunday that is, got hurt a little bit by 3 good games being put on that Thursday and 2 Saturday games, I think that is probably the most meaningful and probably the game I'm most looking forward to. That is going to be a 4 o'clock kickoff on that one on Sunday.
It's crazy to be 8-6, same record as your conference rival, the Rams, and still be on the outside looking in. That's how competitive right now that NFC West is. The Bears take on the Lions. I know we mentioned that in there. we picked the Lions for punchline picks. Nonetheless, I was the one gung-ho about picking the Lions in that game. So I think the Lions are going to win. I think this is a must-win for the Vikings. Because the Lions are going to beat those dreadful Bears. I do want to throw another game out there that does have playoff implications as well, is Baltimore and Pittsburgh, more so the division. If Baltimore finally gets over the hump and beats Pittsburgh, they're going to have the same record. I trust Baltimore to win games at the end of the year more than the Pittsburgh Steelers, who, to Colin's point, has arguably some of their best players injured right now. TJ Watt is battling with an injury right now. We're not sure if he's going to play Sunday. And then George Pickens has been MIA for a week now.
Yeah, that game's going to be Saturday. But yes, absolutely. That Steeler-Raven game.
Sorry, Saturday.
Also, that dark cloud above the Ravens have been two teams, the Chiefs and the Steelers. 7 of the last 8 have gone to the Steelers. We'll see this weekend. That is the later window. Actually, yeah, the later window. 4:30 in that one. So it should be interesting. Let's shift on to, I believe, number 4.
Number 4.
The Battle of Indiana. Indiana at Notre Dame kicks off the college football playoff in South Bend tonight at 8 p.m. on ABC. Is this a bigger game for head coach of Notre Dame, Marcus Freeman, or the head coach of Indiana, Curt Cignetti?
I think Cignetti's probably in a spot where, we're okay. Throw the parade regardless. Notre Dame, everybody's whispering about them. Actually, this is the year for them to make a run and actually for a national title and to make some noise. Cignetti, first year, honeymoon. We're here. We're never here. We're surpassed every expectation. Notre Dame was expected to make this postseason. Notre Dame probably expected to win a game in this postseason. They still have opportunity to squander and to fall short of expectation. Indiana doesn't. For that, I would say Marcus Freeman a bigger game for him.
I think I'm going to play devil's advocate here and go Cignetti, just because we could do on the recruiting side. Like I know the Google Me was earlier this year. Hey, Kurt, why should kids come to Indiana? Well, Google Me, all I do is win. If you beat the in-state dominator in Notre Dame, that's going to do drastic things, I think, for your program. And right now, nonetheless, I still look at Indiana as a basketball school. I know they're kind of struggling this year in the NCAA, but you think of Bobby Knight, you think of all those great Indiana basketball teams. I think you could turn the tide with a college football playoff win. Now, on the other side, to Colin's point, Notre Dame just gave Marcus Freeman a huge contract. They just put him under contract. If he goes out and loses that game, that's a bad look. Now, he's not going anywhere. He's under contract. You don't want that buyout, and you're not going to fire him. That'd be idiotic. And number 2, I think he needs to win a big game. Go down the line on Notre Dame for the last couple of years under Freeman. Where's that big win? Where's the big win? They almost had it in Columbus in C.J. Stroud's final year. They lost that game. They almost had it in South Bend in Indiana, but he didn't have enough men on the field. So I think there is a question with Marcus Freeman, similar to James Franklin, on how you can't win the big game. It's a fascinating matchup tonight. But just because of the whole basketball school stigmatism and the recruiting side of things, I'm actually going to go with Cignetti on this.
Number 5.
Number 5.
With the college football playoff kickoff tonight, as we just alluded to, is there a Cinderella story that could happen in the 12-team playoff?
Can't believe I'm saying it. I purposely did not go to this school because I wasn't sold on the phony campus. And
Wait. Phony campus?
Clemson.
You didn't like it?
No. Have you been there?
Never. But remember, we were opening up the curtain a little bit. Colin and I were at a golf outing. I believe it was for Ashley. It was the Ashley Furniture golf outing. Colin and I were live on site, and a Clemson guy was there. And you told him that, and he goes, "What are you talking about? It's beautiful."
They have no idea what they're talking about.
He goes, "Did you see the lake? You didn't see the lake?" Colin, you didn't see the lake?
I did not see the lake. If you walk one step outside of the actual structure of the campus, outside the campus buildings, there is nothing there. There is nothing there. Part of a campus is the surrounding area. Clemson did not have that, and part of the reason why I didn't go there. Athens, Georgia has that great town surrounding which is great, by the way, surrounding the campus. Madison, Wisconsin, surrounding the campus. Oh, Columbus is more of a city.
It is. It's a city feel.
That's probably not fair. Ann Arbor, there's stuff going on outside of it. South Bend, Indiana, nothing going on outside the campus. Nothing.
That stinks.
State College is enough of a it's almost self-sustainable. Clemson wasn't. Clemson doesn't have anything outside of it.
I feel like you would have, and this isn't me trying to be the Buckeye honk, but like you would have liked Columbus if you were to visit.
Yeah,
it's an
a
awesome
big
campus.
It's got a professional sports team. Yeah.
Brand new stuff going on at the school, and then if you want to go out and have a good time, you go out in downtown Columbus. So much fun.
Yeah. So I'm not sold on that Clemson campus, but I am sold on them being the potential Cinderella story of this college football playoff. 12 seed, make it happen. They have an easier path than people want to give it credit for. It's a team with nothing to lose, with a winning program and a winning head coach and a professional quarterback, a future professional quarterback in Cade Klubnik. Off of that, now I don't know if defensively and in the front sevens they can hold up to some of the talent that they're going to see against a team like Texas or against another SEC school, because as you saw against Georgia that week 1 and South Carolina last game of the year. But you see it twice. They've seen the SEC twice. Maybe they don't falter third time around. All you need is a run. All you need is a little magic. Maybe they can capture it.
Now, I'm with you. I have Clemson in the semifinal, but I want to ask you and Damian this. Is the 8th seed, the Ohio State Buckeyes, winning the national championship a Cinderella story? Why? They're the 8th seed.
No.
They have to play 1, 2, 3, 4 games to win it all.
All right, if you were to rank it 1 through 12, where would Ohio State rank?
Probably 2 because of the Georgia injuries.
So hold on. So they're number 2.
But they're the 8th seed.
Hold on. No. It's the ranking.
But they're the 8th seed.
I'm talking about the rank, where the team stands amongst the ranks. Number 2, Mike, this is no Cinderella story.
But they're the 8th seed.
This underdog garbage that some of these big schools like to sell you
We're
on.
the underdog, man.
It's like Kansas City every year trying to tell you that they're the underdog. You guys are not the underdog. You guys have the target on your back. If you were to rank it 1 through 12, Clemson would probably be, 12. Maybe 11. That's the Cinderella. Arizona State has a bye. That's a Cinderella.
But D, they're the 8th seed.
Yeah, but I think to what Colin just said, Arizona State has a bye.
They lost to Michigan.
I don't think Arizona State's a better program than OSU.
If you were to rank them 1 through 12, Arizona State would be 12.
Yeah.
But
that's the Cinderella.
But Colin, where do you make the Michigan loss? They stink, right? They stink.
A load of crap.
They stink.
Mike, where are they? Number 2, probably. Number 2? Cinderella number 2.
They're the 8th seed.
That's like Kansas City telling you that, chip on your shoulder. You don't have a chip on your shoulder. Give me a break.
It's wide open. That's the biggest thing I want to make clear to the listeners today. No one has a clue. With Carson Beck being injured, with Ohio,
it's a lot of football games to win in a row.
With Beck being injured, with the questions to Texas on who have they beaten, with Ohio State losing to Michigan, with Penn State never winning a big game. I mean, honestly, outside of Oregon, I'm the only one who has a gripe with Oregon because I'm a #loser and I'm bitter. But outside of Oregon, who can you make a case for? You really have a hard time making a case for any of these teams other than the undefeated Oregon Ducks.
And to that
point, do you agree?
We can say Oregon has the most pressure out of anybody in this 12 playoff format.
And I don't care what Dan Lanning says. He's angry that he's either going to have to face Tennessee or Ohio State. I think he's very upset that Penn State got the cupcake that they did. Look, how about that? James Franklin surviving another year with things going his way.
Yeah, well, see, now you got to make it work. But that college football playoff, wide open. I completely agree. This is going to be question marks all over the place. And that was the 5 at 5 on Russo and Rizzo. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, not Christian Cat, Damian Perez behind the glass at the City Police Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. Well, earlier today on Unsportsmanlike, which you could hear 6 to 10 weekdays on ESPN Radio, ESPN NFL insider Dan Graziano joined the program talking about Aaron Rodgers. Have you seen all the Aaron Rodgers stuff? Of course he's still living in the headlines. I hate giving him the time for it, but I am reading the Aaron Rodgers book at the moment, so maybe it is somewhat in the moment.
How is it, by the way? How's that going?
It's good because it's more about his relationship with the family than him kind of force-feeding you about his, drugs in the mountains story. But it's good. But there's a Netflix thing that just came out about him in, South America. Have you seen this? There's a documentary, and it's following him in somewhere in South America on ayahuasca, talking about all these animals, and there's a bunch of clips about it. And then Aaron Rodgers goes on McAfee and talking about how nobody knows what they're talking about. It's me against the world. Aaron Rodgers has been, for somebody whose team stinks, has been living in the headlines. Once again, he's a master marketer. But take a listen to what Dan Graziano had to say in regard to Aaron Rodgers still living in the media, targeting the media, and basically, I am above the world mentality. He said this on Unsportsmanlike this morning on ESPN Radio.
Jets are in bigger trouble than I thought because Aaron Rodgers is a con artist. He is a narcissist. He is self-absorbed to the absolute maximum. And if he has you fooled again, that's on you. If the Jets go back to Aaron Rodgers next year, they deserve what they get, and it will not be good. Like, they know this. They've lived it for the last 2 years. Like, this is not the answer. If some team wants to do that, too bad for them. But if the team that it just happened to wants it to happen to them again, then there's no fixing that. That's just dumb.
That was Dan Graziano, the ESPN NFL insider on Unsportsmanlike this morning, calling Aaron Rodgers a narcissist, a con artist, saying he has fooled the public once again. The Jets are making their own bed if they go back to him again. Interesting word choice for somebody who is making this about the Jets.
Right.
This seems a little bit more personal.
It does.
It seems a little bit more like pinch the nerve that, Aaron Rodgers is anti-media.
I want to say this. If Rodgers were winning, no one would care about these answers because no one cared about him when he was doing it in Green Bay because he was winning. Now, I understand he failed.
Winning heals all. That's fair.
He failed to make the playoffs his final year in Green Bay. He failed to beat the Detroit Lions, but it was kind of like the send-off. Like
he always wanted to get out of Green Bay.
Right,
you didn't know what he wanted, and you dealt with it in the offseason. It was a pain, and then he won.
And listen, I think Dan Graziano is great at his job. This isn't me going at Dan. But Dan, what are we doing here? If they cut Rodgers, it's $49 million in dead cap. Rodgers has a no-trade clause in his contract as well. The $49 million dead cap can be spread out over 2 years by designating him on a post-June 1 cut.
Yeah.
But, you can't trade him because of the no-trade clause. And the $49 million in dead cap.
He's got to retire, Dan.
That's what I mean. It's either you bring him back or you have $49 million of money you can't do anything with.
Even if you wanted to make this argument, Dan, that, they should do whatever they possibly can just to rid themselves of, if you want to consider him a cancer, of the cancer in the locker room, of the bad publicity. Even if that was the argument, I don't think he approached it properly. He didn't approach it like Aaron Rodgers is 41 years old, coming off an Achilles tear, clearly not the player he was, older, more battered, not a lot of mobility, with an iffy offensive line, getting banged around, can't last through a season, and he's just not the player he was.
Right.
That's your argument that maybe the Jets shouldn't go back to him. But his argument to the reason why the Jets should not go back to Aaron Rodgers was he's a narcissist, he's a con man. It's like he's trying to sell you snake oil. It's Dan. He's not some guy, trying to read your palm and tell you how many kids you have.
Right.
This is talking about the player he is versus the player he was. It sounded like that was very much a personal vendetta tangent comparatively to an actual analysis of what we've seen on the field and how the Jets should approach it. Or logistical, like you said, with the contract.
I'm looking at it from
a financial perspective.
I really usually aren't the one to do this. Like, you're talking to a Cleveland Brown fan who would love to do nothing but get rid of Deshaun Watson, but you simply can't because of the dead money on the books. I understand wanting to move on. I understand wanting to get rid of the stink that is Aaron Rodgers. But $49 million in dead cap is no joke. I mean, I guess you could save. I'm reading here as well. You could save the Jets could save $9.5 million on the post-June 1 cut. But in the end of the day, that's still $39.5 million that's dead money. So, I mean, the worst case scenario, he already came out and said, this is Rodgers' words, by the way. We can sit here and call him a narcissist and whatever. I'm not doing that. Roger, I'm going to take it for his word. He came out and said that he is willing to mentor a quarterback and go into that mentor role. Let him ride out the contract. Let him make his $23, $25 million, whatever it is, and just move on after next year.
Let me extend a little bit.
And I know it derails the head coaching search. I understand that. I understand the task that our very own Mike Tannenbaum is dealt right now.
I'd fight back. They should bring him back. Why? Because he's played well recently. Guy's thrown one interception since October 20th. Played great. He played a great game against Jacksonville on Sunday. And he played well against the Dolphins last week. When protected, that offense for some reason has started to click in some sense. Team's still not that good, but we all know how bad that coaching staff is. That's a team without a general manager. That's a team without a head coach. That's a team without an offensive coordinator.
Right, and
they're still playing pretty well.
Let me play devil's advocate. All that stuff they don't have, people are blaming on Aaron Rodgers.
Sure. That's the Aaron Rodgers GM effect. But as a quarterback, he's playing well enough, in my opinion, especially with the financial incentive that you have attached to him. Just because he can't do anything, he's played well enough where you should be open to the idea. We roll on here. Aaron Rodgers is a narcissist. Surprise, surprise, the sky is blue. As we continue on here, Russo and Rizzo. We'll talk to Fat Jack at FatJackSports.com. Coming up next, Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Finished with holiday decorations and need affordable gifts for everyone? Advanced Discount South Florida Fair tickets are filled with fun and make great gifts.
South Florida Fair discount tickets are on sale now at Publix and online at southfloridafair.com. Fair opens January 17th in West Palm Beach.
It's ESPN 106.3, your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet. Home of the Miami Dolphins, Miami Hurricanes, and all of the biggest football matchups throughout the week. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sports book. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not win. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling, call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation, 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
Your golf tip of the day is presented by the Club at Lost Lake in Hope Sound. Side spin is never good for a putt. Even the slightest rotation left or right can knock your ball offline by feet. To avoid slicing your putt, draw a straight line all the way around your golf ball. Place the ball on the green with the line pointing directly at the hole for a relatively straight putt. When putting, use a smooth pendulum stroke. Hit the ball so that the line rolls end over end. If the line wobbles, side spin is affecting your putt. A great way to practice is with the push drill. Place the putter directly behind the ball and push it straight toward the hole, focusing on a smooth roll. Once you master this, gradually add your backswing to perfect your stroke. A ball that starts online tends to stay online, so take the time to align your shot carefully. Trust the process, and with practice, your consistency will improve dramatically. Remember, every detail matters when it comes to precision. For more on memberships, visit theclub@lostlake.com.
As market dynamics change, the quality of service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver where others can't. Visit anchin.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
The 2025 Defender 110 is here. Rugged, stylish, and ready for any adventure. And now you can drive home the Defender with 3.9% APR for 48 months. For well-qualified buyers, that's as low as $22.53 a month per thousand financed. Whether you're tackling the trails or cruising city streets, the Defender delivers. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach or head to LandRoverPalmBeach.com for more information.
Hey golf fans, Colin Russo here.
Looking to improve your game? Flagstick Golf Performance, the ultimate indoor golf experience, is now open in Boynton Beach. With 3 indoor simulators and a state-of-the-art putting studio, Flagstick helps players at all levels up their game. Get lessons from experts, try the latest clubs, or just come up for a round in the simulators. You can track your stats and see real improvement. Flagstick is where serious golfers and beginners find their edge. Bring your friends or family and enjoy golf like never before. Visit flagstickgolfperformance.com to book your session.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Ho, ho, ho. It's the holiday season. For those of us in South Florida, in the Palm Beach County area, it's not necessarily that easy to fall into festive holiday spirit for somebody that is used to it being cold around the holidays. So what do you do to make up for that? You up the decor, you up the Christmas music or the holiday music, whatever you like to listen to. You bake more, and more importantly, you go get a Christmas tree.
Yes, folks, and I've already been talking to my mother. She's got her real Christmas tree set up in the house. She's waiting for one of the boys to put the star on top. I told you, in my family, folks, we would get around, we'd decorate the tree. Mom would come out with the boxes. That's how you knew it was Christmas time at the Rizzo household. Do the same thing this holiday season, folks. Make it a real Christmas tree with real Christmas trees. Now through Saturday, folks, buy one tree and get one free. At select lots across South Florida, buy a tree and get a second for free only through this Saturday. So, folks, you got a couple more days to take advantage of this. Check out ChristmasTreeForFree.com. Folks, ChristmasTreeForFree.com to find a lot nearest you. If you're looking for a last-minute tree, a real one, make your Christmas unforgettable with a real tree. And also, we mentioned the buy one, get one. Get one for grandma. Get one for your brother-in-law. Get one for your brother, whoever it may be, whoever needs another Christmas tree, buy one and get one free. ChristmasTreeForFree.com. That is ChristmasTreeForFree.com to see where you could take advantage of a buy one, get one real Christmas tree.
We haven't spoken to this gentleman in quite a few weeks. I believe he didn't join us last week. But that is none other than Fat Jack at FatJackSports.com, joining us now on Russo and Rizzo. Mr. Fat Jack, how are we doing today? What's going on?
What are we doing with 2 Christmas trees? I mean, we're going to donate one, we're going to sell one to charity, or what do we do with
No, you're going to give it, you're going to, Fat Jack, you're going to give it to your brother-in-law. You're going to give it to your sister. It's buy one tree, get one free at ChristmasTreeForFree.com, folks.
Put it next
select
to it.
lots in South Florida.
Fat Jack, hold on. Put it next to it.
So we're going to have 2 Christmas trees. We got to have a lot of presents if we're going to have 2 Christmas trees in the same room.
Well, we're going to be able to, listen, Fat Jack, we're going to be able to afford those presents because of your gambling advice.
Yeah, this takes me back to the office when Michael Scott cut off the top of the Christmas tree. I said, what are we going to do with that? Well, that's a perfectly good mini tree. We're going to sell it to charity. So 2 Christmas trees and lots of lots of winners this weekend to get you into profit. So, by the way, nice job with the Ohio game again today. I'm sure you had them on your 5 or whatever you guys call it.
No. We did not pick Ohio, and they did not cover that spread. Fat Jack, how about that turnover late in that game? How about
right.
I wanted?
But we took them 2 weeks ago when they won.
Yeah, we took them
3 weeks ago.
We took them in the MAC championship the last time you were on, and they won. And by the way,
no, you're right.
And yeah, that same Ohio team is the reason you owe us burgers, which we haven't seen yet.
So for week 1 of the season, no, you're exactly right. That burger's turned into burgers and fries with interest, I guess, too.
Yes.
That's fine with us.
Well, good news is we have games that people actually care about, not Ohio and Western Minnesota or whoever they had. I didn't have any part of that, although it was a bad beat if you had Ohio. They really owned the game 27-7 at half and then ended up giving it up late. But the good news is there's better spots tonight. With the playoffs, I mean, you don't have to worry about effort. And effort is the thing. We talk about transfer portals and opt-outs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, bowl games are tricky.
18 teams right now don't have their starting quarterback. So you start there, and then you have teams like Washington State and different that have like 20 to 25 players that have gone into the portal. I don't know how the average guy would do it, even if they know what to look for. So great time to go to FatJackSports.com as we have picks on a lot of these games. I had UNLV on Wednesday, easy winner there. Lost last night with the NFL game, but still having a really, really good week in college and the NFL. So good time to go get signed up. 4-1 with the player props again last week.
Well, Fat Jack, you know the deal here. We made our picks against the spread this week. I want to run a couple by you. We start tonight, maybe a SNOWBOWL happening in South Bend between the 2 Indiana teams. Indiana is a 7-point underdog, 7-ish, depends where you look. But we took Indiana with the points here. I don't think they'll win outright, but I do think they'll compete and keep it close. What say you?
Well, they certainly have an opportunity to win outright. This is a team that, they're not going to win. You look line of scrimmage when you start handicapping, and Notre Dame should win the line of scrimmage. They're going to try to run the ball. But Indiana's been really good at stopping the run. And you look at the Ohio State game, you're like, well, they got blown out. Well, they really didn't. They had a couple special teams
knocked that game off the rails, yeah.
Right. I mean, they have to be one of those that stays ahead of the chains and lets their skill players then take shots down the field. The receivers are as good as anybody on the field tonight. And the added pressure you're going to get from Notre Dame if this thing's close. There's a couple of games, actually 3 games, where if it's close late, you're going to feel an effect by the players, and this is one of them. Notre Dame's supposed to win. I mean, if they don't, it's going to be a disappointing season. Same thing with Ohio State, same thing with Texas. And so those 3 spots, if Indiana can keep it close late, don't be surprised if they end up getting a win when they probably shouldn't.
So you like that pick?
You like Indiana.
Really do. Okay. And by the way, the Sharps are on that play also, guys that know what they're doing, like myself. That game went to 6.5 for most of the day today. It's now ticked back to 7, but that is sharp money that came in this morning. People thought, a lot of the guys that were waiting thought it would go back to 7.5. We're trying to get that hook and play in Indiana. When they saw it didn't, they all started betting Indiana. It moved to 6.5. Now you're getting the public filing back on. A couple other bets within that game. Under the team total with Notre Dame, I don't think they're going to take a lot of shots, a lot of chances. When I think they win the line of scrimmage, their team total is about 28.5 points. I go under that. If you can't bet that, go ahead and bet under in the game as well. You've seen what's going on with the weather. Indiana, the way that they're going to win this game is control the ball, keep their defense on the sidelines, and win time of possession. So expect some longer drives out of them as well.
Interesting. So you like that Indiana pick on top of us. We like the underdogs a little bit tonight. Shifting onward to a game that's tomorrow, and a game that I think there's a team that has nothing to lose. They have a professional quarterback, a winning program, and a team that, like you said, on the other side of things, has a lot of pressure to win. And that's Texas against Clemson. I like Clemson here with a lot of points. People are under the impression that SEC size and strength might be a little too much for Clemson. I think Clemson's going to play with nothing to lose and let loose a little bit here. I think this is a good play spot for Clemson plus 12 points, 11.5, whatever it is.
Yeah, the bigger problem is if the game gets out of hand, 7 turns into 14, turns into 21. Clemson is not the type of team that can afford to get down and get behind. When they become predictable, they are not very good at just dropping back and throwing the ball down the field. But if they can stay in, and I expect they will for the first half, they can definitely take this thing late. And exactly what you're talking about, Texas has all the pressure in the world. This is a team we know is not as good as Georgia. They've lost to them twice. What's their best win? They beat Michigan. And that's pretty much it. Oklahoma, Michigan. I mean, this is not a team that's beaten anybody. So if the game stays close late, the added pressure all goes toward the Longhorns. But I've had trouble. I like Indiana a lot more than that than Clemson because I think that 10 can turn into 17, can turn into 24 the later it gets when Clemson starts pressing. I told you guys the first time I came on, I said this back in August. I have $1,000 to win $48,000 with Clemson to win the national championship. And I didn't think they were going to win the national championship when I bet it and said that. I don't think they're going to win it now. But I knew at 48-1, I would have lots of room to hedge back that bet once they got into the playoffs. So it was hard for me to do, but I did go ahead and bet minus 420. I had 2 bets that are outside my norm this week. One of them I bet minus 420, bet $5,000 to win about $1,200 to get myself out of that bet if the Longhorns do happen to win. But I won't bet them minus the points because I do think it could be close for a long time. The other one I did this week when the Chiefs and the Texans came out, I knew, look, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes is going to play if he can walk. And when it first came out, you could see the consensus was that Mahomes was not going to play. I did not buy into that. I bet I bet the Chiefs on the money line when they were an underdog at plus 135. And then now that it's flipped over, I've now bet Houston at plus 145 on the money line. So I'm not going to bet that game on the side either. Those are bets I normally don't make. But every once in a while, when you go to FatJackSports.com, you'll get some of these spots that I can pass along that we're going to be guaranteed money in some of these things. And those are a couple of those examples for this weekend.
Fat Jack, moving on to that Penn State and SMU game. It's the second biggest spread in the college football playoff with Penn State favored by 9. It's supposed to be inclement weather as well, going to be pretty cold, maybe chances of snow. What do you like in this game, partner?
Yeah, now this is one of those. I think you're going to get one team that's able to dominate the line of scrimmage. SMU is going to. They have a boatload of money, all right, and they're going to be getting good athletes for the foreseeable future. But as we go to this one, I think the consensus is Penn State is not good. What Penn State is not good against really good teams. They're 3-19 over the last 22 against top 10 teams. I mean, not very good at all. But this is not a top 10 team, honestly. SMU is a different type matchup for them, and one that I think they'll take advantage of. I think they win the line of scrimmage. That's why this number's over a touchdown. I think this another one gets out of hand, and the weather does not help SMU that likes to throw it down the field as well. Now, Penn State winning it all, I think you definitely have a kid on the team if you think that can happen. Penn State has beaten 3 top 10 teams in 11 years. They're going to have to beat 3 more top 10 teams to win the national title this month. That's not going to happen, so they're not going to win it all. But I think they actually not only win this game, I think they cover pretty easy.
And then
I like that one as well. Yeah.
And then Fat Jack, Ohio State right now 7.5 at home versus Tennessee. Huge implications for Ryan Day in this game. Where do you lean towards this one?
Yeah, this one's got the pressure squarely on Ryan Day and Ohio State. I mean, after losing to Michigan, this is a totally disappointing season if they don't play well. I think that added pressure will matter. I know Josh Heupel pretty well, really like him as a football coach, actually, and as a man, a good guy, and character guy, does things the right way. And their offense has not been as dynamic as I know they were expecting, but the defense has been better than expected. When you combine that, we talk about conference matchups. Since the college football playoffs have been, since their inception, 36 times the Big Ten has played the SEC. The SEC's won 25 of those straight up. They're 25-11 when the SEC meets the Big Ten in the playoffs. I don't have to win this one. I can just stay close with Tennessee in a conference matchup that's really been one-sided overall. Go ahead and give me Tennessee plus those points.
And in Fat Jack, I'll give you some more juice to that. Ohio State as a program in the BCS era and in the college football playoff era, 1-13 versus SEC schools in that time. So we'll see.
Yeah, so you've got a team that does well in their conference doing what they do well. But when they either face another team that does what they do also that has better athletes, which a lot of cases the SEC teams are going to, or a team in a lot of cases that does things a little bit better. The thing the SEC's done, they've evolved into a passing league, at least to some perspective, because those top-tier teams know they can't just line up and run. Alabama can't just run up and line it into Georgia and run it into Alabama if you're Georgia. So they've had to figure out a way to be more imaginative offensively, and that's been an advantage once they face these Big Ten teams that are still just lining up, leaning forward, and letting their athletes do the work.
Fat Jack at FatJackSports.com, joining Russo and Rizzo now on ESPN 106. Shifting to the NFL side of things, you mentioned how you got the value pick on either side for the Texans and the Chiefs, but let's move on to some of the other games either on Sunday or on Saturday as well. What are some of the ones you like? I'll throw a couple at you that we took, and it was the Falcons minus 8.5 with Michael Penix getting his first start against the Giants, and Detroit, of all teams, minus 6.5 against Chicago. What are some of the ones you like in the NFL? Do you like either of those two?
Yeah, I like Atlanta, actually, and I don't care how Penix plays at quarterback. I mean, Kirk Cousins has been horrible for the better part of 3 or 4 weeks. Their defense is really, really good. They run the ball effectively, and so I don't even think they have to get better play. They're going to get a more mobile quarterback with Penix and somebody that's at least a little less gun-shy as far as what his eyes are seeing. I think all that benefits them against the Giants team that I had Baltimore last week coming off a bye and a loss. That was an easy win. And the other thing the Giants are doing that people aren't talking about that really matters when you have a bad team, and this has been from Dable on down, they're now going for it at a really high rate in their own territory. Yeah, outside the 35-yard line. Watch this on Sunday. When he gets they're 4th and 1 from the 38, he's going for it. And what that does is it takes games that might end around 7 or 8 and turns them into 10 or 14-point wins. Because when your offense that stinks anyway doesn't pick up that first down, you're giving short fields to your opponent. And that's been a philosophy change that the Giants have done later in the season because they're out of everything. They're going for it more than they should, and that's going to cost them as it relates to the number. I really like Atlanta there. The other one, I would be careful. Why are the Bears? This might be just a public giveaway money where the public wins a buck. Why are the Bears only a 7-point underdog? They're not any good. They're not scoring.
And Detroit's offense can still score.
Exactly. Their defense is hurt, but if you can't take advantage of it, who cares? And so I think that this is one of those things that the line bothers me as much as there's a couple of them the line bothers me. It's that one. And that's something to recognize when you're betting, all right? There's a reason why the number's really low. Vegas is not in business just give money away. And that seems like that's what they're doing. Williams only has he had 4 interceptions in his first 3 games. He has only 1 in the last 11 games. He's being protective of the ball, but they're not moving the ball up and down the field. That one bothers me from a line perspective. Also, Tampa, Dallas. I had Tampa and the over last week. Those were 2 of my wins on Sunday. Easy wins. They're only giving 4.5 or 5 to Dallas. I thought that would be more, even with the way the backup quarterback has played in Dallas. So that one worries me a little bit. Where I would look, and these are not fun to bet on, but I do think that the San Francisco-Miami game under the total with the injury at running back for San Fran, Miami is going to revert back to trying not to turn the ball over, playing a little more conservative against the San Francisco team that wants to do that anyway, not taking as many shots down the field with Tua. That's going to lead toward less scoring down in South Florida this weekend. So I look under there. The other teams that cannot score, we're turning variables into facts this time of year with some of our handicapping. Jacksonville can't score, and neither can Las Vegas. So the total's 40 in that one or so. Even though Jacksonville is really bad defensively, this is not a team of Las Vegas that can take advantage of that no matter who plays quarterback. Look for low scoring in Vegas this weekend, under in that one.
Interesting. Fat Jack, appreciate the time here. Really quickly before we let you go, holiday time, are you a good gift giver? Are you a gift giver generally?
I give a lot of gifts, actually, to people who probably don't deserve it. But, yeah, even my kids, I mean, they're getting a lot of stuff right now. I love giving gifts. I buy everything for myself that I want, so I really don't care about the receiving part. Right now I'm just trying to keep my kids from beating each other up. That would be a gift for me this year. But, yeah, I think I'm a pretty good gift giver. Steve will tell you. I got Steve little sweet treats, candy, and the popcorn for the Fat Jack.
Hey, you know where we are. We're waiting on our gifts, so we'll see what happens, Mr. Elite Gift Giver. But
still waiting on these burgers. Still waiting on the burgers.
I'm coming in hot on Saturday, so not tomorrow, but a week from Saturday.
All right,
so
New Year. And the New Year.
New us. We'll go eat some burgers. And in the meantime, guys, go to fatjacksports.com. Less than $100 a week to make money betting the games. Add basketball, it's about $30 a week. Soccer, I don't give a crap about soccer, but that money spends exactly the same as the NFL money. My soccer guy's incredible. $200 per match gets you over $3,000 so far in the month of December. Absolutely killing the soccer. Add that for very inexpensive. Go to fatjacksports.com, sign up today, and win this weekend.
Appreciate it, Fat Jack. We'll talk maybe after the new year, maybe next week. I'm not sure, but we appreciate all you do. Happy holidays, and we'll talk next time.
Happy holidays, you guys. See you soon.
That's Fat Jack at fatjacksports.com. We close out the program, send you off into the weekend. Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
There's something about the people of Florida that makes us go the extra mile. At FPL, we're working every single day to ensure you have electricity you can count on, using cost-effective, diverse energy sources to deliver reliable electricity while keeping bills as low as possible. For nearly a century, FPL has been here, working for you every single day. See how at fpl.com/value.
Florida Atlantic women's basketball season is here. Join head coach Jennifer Sullivan and star guards Maya Perry and Jada Moore at Eleanor R. Baldwin Arena this year for big-time college basketball action. Groups of 15 or more get in free. Single game tickets just $10. The band, the cheerleaders, the fun, the action, it's all there with Florida Atlantic women's basketball. Visit FAUsports.com for more information. Florida Atlantic Owls, winning in paradise.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smithball, Baez, and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smithball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smithball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Kane is in the building.
The ultimate indoor golf experience is now open in Boynton Beach. That's Flagstick Golf Performance. It's a unique facility featuring 3 state-of-the-art indoor simulators. It also has a state-of-the-art putting studio. It has a tour-inspired build shop. So if you want to go get your clubs fitted, re-gripped, different heads, you want to get it reshaped, longer, shorter, Andy and the team work closely with players of all levels who want to improve their game. You could even take lessons. They're PGA professionals. You could get fit. You could get actual lessons with the simulators. You get actual useful technology and data insights to help you improve your golf game. I know I do. It's located in Boynton Beach. Go check them out at Instagram, Flagstick Golf Performance. Visit them in person. Find out all the info you need at flagstickgolfperformance.com. Go enjoy the Indiana SNOWBOWL tonight. Enjoy the action. We got action all weekend. Should be fun. It's been Russo and Rizzo. Happy holidays. We'll be back at it Monday. ESPN 106.3.
PNC Bank is committed to making a difference in the South Florida community. That's why they offer military banking products, champion veteran-owned businesses, and provide support to local organizations that empower veterans and their families with the resources